We're just slowly upticking here. See where the market wants to go. We got a good small number coming out here at 9 o'clock. And we'll see what that does for us or not. Let's see here. A rally that propelled markets over the past few days took a breather on Tuesday, but with only 3 sessions left in 2021, stocks will be poised to close out a strong year. The S&P 500 is up 27.4% year to date. And if an outsized rally ensues, it could possibly top 2019's advance of 28.9%. For it's the best year since 2013 when it gained 32%. Whew. At the current rate, S&P's return would also come out ahead of tech-heavy NASDAQ Composite, which is up 23.1% year to date. All the stay-at-home, play-at-home, work-from-home stocks that were in 2021 like acted like the pandemic didn't exist anymore. Said some asset management person the last 5 years, every time it looked like there would be a rotation out of tech, everybody bought the dip. 2021 will go down as the year that investors did not buy the dip in tech. Well, that's which stock you're talking about, I guess. Inflation scares also saw investors rotate away from high multiple tech stocks into sectors that hold up better with rising rates environments. Those include financials, energy, and consumer goods, as well as industrials and real estate. While small cap tech stocks got hammered, along with small caps in general, big growth players found their footing and kept S&P 500 and NASDAQ powering higher. The Dow is also up 20.4% in 2021. In fact, the mega companies like Amazon, Google, Apple, Facebook, Microsoft, Nvidia, and Tesla were up 27%, make up 27% of the S&P 500 and also the largest members of the NASDAQ. Since we are just kind of range bound here. So got a little resistance up at the 90 area. Traders might be surprised that they won't be getting vacation time for New Year's this year due to the obscure regulation called New York Stock Exchange Rule 7.2. The law stipulates that the exchange will close either Friday or the following Monday if the holiday falls on the weekend, unless unusual business conditions exist, such as the ending of a month or the yearly accounting period. It is a pretty rare occurrence that Rule 7.2, making it the last appearance of the decade, making it its last appearance a decade ago when New Year's fell on a Saturday in 2011. So I guess it's saying that we can't close. They're not closing on Friday. That's what they're doing. As we come quickly up here to the 90 area, kind of floated a little bit above it. See what it wants to do up here. All right. So that is what the market is looking at now. The fact that we can't close. Well, they're not going to close on Friday for whatever reasons that they're giving. And the Rule 7.2. Whatever that rule is. Well, you just found out about Rule 7.2. Who knew there was a Rule 7.2? So they're not, they're going to be open on Friday is what they're saying. That's all. But I mean, you know, it's nice. That's nice that we open on Friday. For Christmas they were closed, right? So yeah. Anyway, that's what's going on Friday. If you are so inclined to, or you feel like jumping aboard, you can. And market just kind of testing this 90 area again. If you don't like the price action, rotated past it, came back, gave you a chance to scratch a little bit, lighten the load, see what you want to do. It's, you know, it's holiday trade, exceptionally light volume. Don't expect much to happen. So just be a little bit careful. Take whatever the market gives you. You know, kind of be happy. Right? I mean, that's all you can do. Trying to give us a little bit of rotation here. Try it. In the first week of November, Elon Musk polled 68 million of his followers on Twitter asking if he should sell 10% of his Tesla stock. While they voted yes, a majority portion of the sales that followed were part of the rule, another rule, 10b-5-1. Trading plan that Musk's adopted the previous month. Under Rule 10b-5-1, corporate brass could trade their own equity as part of a pre-announced portfolio management plan, as we're getting a nice rotation here off of our 90 area. And take some profits right in here, give us our 2 points, and kind of be happy. Corporate brass can trade their own equity as part of the pre-announced portfolio management plan, but must release details of it on how to protect themselves from accusations of inside trading. So what it is that they have to actually, you know, file some Rule 10b-5-1, and you know what they're going to do. Tesla shares lost about a quarter of its value following Twitter poll. The stock has since rebounded from a brief fall below 900 on December 20th, but is still below the record high of 1229 seen last month. And pre-trading, Tesla is up 0.5% to 1,093. Market cap just over $1 trillion. As we're getting a nice rotation here against our 90 area. Hopefully you were able to jump in there. Rule 10b-5-1. Trade planning was completed on December 28th of 2021, Tesla said in the SEC filing on Tuesday. The latest options exercise of 1.5 million shares brings the total of all exercised options to 22 million shares, which were due to expire in August of 22. Musk also again sold a little range bound here, 950 million shares, or for about $1 billion to pay his taxes, with combined shares sales of 15 million shares over the past few weeks, for a total worth more than 16 billion. Again, a little range bound here. I need some petty cash, I guess. We got 82. I would say be a little bit careful around there, but the settlement price is down at 82.25. Not bad. I mean, you gotta give him some credit. You could have bought that stock. Everybody could have bought that. The orders moved down a little bit. He was up at 88.9 Now he moved it down to 80.25. So he is trying to get filled on $80, $90, $100. I guess it must be a 500 lot or something like that, right? Maybe a 600 lot. It was a nice car. I don't know if you're watching. I did the ladder ticket. But Tesla is trying to get filled on that by 80% sale that he is now. Once you take that out, roughly 2/3 of all the vehicle open door around the United States. It's also kicked off 2021 with its first year of profit, thanks to part of China sales, and by the third quarter has achieved an annual run rate of 1 million electric vehicles per year. Meanwhile, again, a little range bound here. Then its nearest competitor, Plasting. We got 82. All civilian flights. I would say be a little bit careful around there, but the settlement price is down at 82.25. Intended to take humans. And Mars also scored its first landing. That the orders moved down a little bit. He was up at 88.25. Now he moved it down to 88.25. So he is trying to get filled on his, and began on his. I guess it must be a 500 lot or so. A lot of work. Maybe the 600 lot. Don't forget Elon Musk topped I don't know if you're watching. Jeff Bezos is the richest man in the world. Ticket. Reason to exercise options and stock sales. But he is growing to get filled on that sale that he is now. Once you take that out, pretty much open door, right? Somebody will take it out. I always say that, somebody's out there. Can't wait. All right, so we had a nice pop up as we drift. Tested that 90, got to 1.5, came back down. Hopefully, we were able to stick with it. 175, it actually got up to and came back down. And hopefully, we were able to lows here, coming down to our 82 area a little bit. If you didn't you keep them all, or if you kept some of them, and if you got in at a better price, because it did fill you up there all the way up to 91 and change. So maybe you got in at a better price as well. Good way to end the year for us anyway, at least on a good note, at least first trade. I don't know if we're going to get much trade, let's put it this way. Like I said, we're pretty much range bound here. I think we're going to be, unless something happens, kind of, you can see what's happening here. There's a very strong rotation here against our 82 area. If you did jump in, so we talked 82.25 was the settlement price. So you had a little back. Stocks are coming to an end in 2021 on a high note. Kathy Wood is missing out on the rally. Her up there, ARC Innovations had a little reason to get in. Is down 22% this year and is set to be the worst annual performance. And if you did get in, nice rotation there. It comes in off of that contrast to last year's trade of almost 100. And I mentioned the backup definitely got down to 82.25. So if you got in at 2.5 there, you did headwind. Did fine. That 500 lot is down to 86 now. Powering markets, but meanwhile, our 500 going lower. Somebody will take it out. That's some trader. There you go. It reaffirms firmly in the Grinch camp. Again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. And making much money. We are going to slowly drift be here for a little bit. So nice being this holiday week. Stick with it, cover and it was a nice opportunity. We'll come back for us tomorrow morning again to give you a level, see what's going on. You're going to get any volatility at all. It's going to be in the morning, like we at the start of the year. We're getting some action here. Yesterday got some opportunities too. We can't complain. A rate of considering the trade that it was. The rally trade usually don't do well for us, but I think we did all right against those levels that we had. Active stock this morning here, and then we tried to keep you long. Innovation strategy. At the end of the day, they're looking for a push higher. Compound annual return. So maybe we were able to participate yesterday and Monday when take advantage of those opportunities. Holdings like 1 second, except for the purpose of raising cash for its 2021 annual ETF distribution. While it could be one-off year, her methods could prove risky if she doesn't diversify into other areas and sectors. Wood usually starts by figuring out the total addressable markets of disruptable technology, such as artificial intelligence, crypto, DNA sequencing, energy storage, robotics. Then looks for companies that can benefit from a fast-growing area. However, when prices begin to froth, or companies that are making little or no profits.
Hey, quick programming note. Check your chat area for the special offer that's all put out for this service.
PE ratios are off the chart.
If you haven't signed up for it, transition from guest to paid status. It's a great opportunity to do that now. Don't miss out. It's an exploding offer,
even the best
or disappearing offer. It's a great opportunity. If you haven't received it, raise your hand, and I'll send it out to you personally.
Our pivot on the rotation here off of that.
If you're interested in Sol's course and mentoring work, also let us know in chat, and we can set up a private trading consultation and introduce you to Sol's mentoring and his coursework on the telephone or through Skype or through WhatsApp, whatever.
Now we've rotated back up here. We got a little resistance at 93. Shifted right up there to the 92 area. Again, depending on how you're scaling in, maybe you were able to take advantage of that. Nice rotation. If you got long down there, hopefully you were able to stick with it. If you used our blue band, hopefully you were able to stay with that as well. Couple opportunities here against this upper level. Has any questions, feel free to ask in the chat box. He was yeah. John Madden, awesome personality. Just even on TV. I mean, usually he was the same way. Not on TV as he was on TV. A friend of mine had the opportunity to meet him, and he sat with him, and he had drinks with him, and he chatted, said stories, just like he would on TV. He was he was a man bigger than life. He really was, and yeah, it's a shame, but lived a good life. Had fun. That's all we can do, right? Great coach and commentator. I think he made football watching fun, if you're into that. Yeah, it is. It was good. Yeah, he definitely was larger than life.
Hey, quick shout out and welcome to Robert L. Hey, Robert, welcome aboard. Hey, Adrian, let me know if you have any questions about the website you're reviewing.
All right, again, we've come up here to the 93 area. Again, we got up to 92, so it's kind of validates the area here. So be a little bit careful if you had 93 and you didn't get 93. Be a little bit careful there. We had a nice rotation against our first level there. So that was a nice little trade if you jumped in. And we did have a nice rotation against our pivot area there. If you bought the little dip back down to our pivot, at least we're getting some nice opportunities for us on this day here. We're going to, this will be our last day together for the year. Happening. So again, we've had some good opportunities here, even though it's kind of slow these days. Here again, though, the volume is not too bad. Very, very light. And complain about. Well, everybody could complain, I guess. Again, we are going to have a shortened, holiday. The goal here is not to overtrade. We're not here to broadcast here. We're go here for pick our spots, an hour or so, and opportunities that give us opportunities that we feel are workable and doable. Wait for tomorrow. See what happens tomorrow. Again, the rally has been, you can see here, for the last over a week now. It's been a very strong rally off the lows there, those interim lows. Nice rotation. Market is very resilient. Always has been, continues to be. Face of rising interest rates, COVID, another COVID surge, all these things are going on, and the market just kind of just keeps moving forward. So again, trade is slow, the volume is very light, and it's just going to get lighter as the week goes on. So be careful. They have the 70th all-time high for 2021 in the market. 70th, 70. That's insane. That is.
Well, I
Alright,
guess
we are
market's going up.
little range
That's what
bound here.
happens.
Continue to be range bound from
So,
yesterday's range,
70th.
today's range.
So on
And not
average,
surprising. We talked about the
a little bit
consolidating
more than once a week.
market, especially
New high.
this week. And so we'll see what
Well, obviously
happens.
they go in streaks. So
But either way, be a little bit careful as the markets are, we had a nice quick opportunity here this morning. And now let's see what, if we're going to get any more, or maybe we'll get one more. Who knows? Well, we like to average about 4 or 5 trades a day. Again, average is the key word there, as you can imagine.
all right, seems like we're getting a little bit of range here. They double top there against the 92. Came off that again.
And now we're just kind of drifting in this little range here, back around our pivot. Kind of very neutral. Not surprising. After a rally the last few days, it's kind of consolidating here a little bit, maybe. Don't know for sure. Yesterday, when we talked about getting long, it was more of a clear-cut price action area where we decided that the market might rotate to the upside. I'll repeat the levels. Our pivot this morning is 47.87. 47.87. Resistance at 93, 99, 48.09, and 18. Support below 82, 74, 66, and 59. If anybody has any questions, good time to ask about anything that we do here. We are trading many S&Ps using the levels that we gave out as opportunities to trade, find areas of opportunity that we feel that are opportunities for us to make a little bit of money on. And we keep our stops in place as well. And that way we don't get hurt if we're not correct or right. And always look for next opportunities. We average about 4, 5 opportunities a day. And we focus more on the morning hours for us to give us our opportunities. This week, last week of holiday weeks have been kind of slow as far as volume is concerned and movement. And so we're just kind of going to trade a little bit here in the morning and see if we can get an opportunity. And we'll see what happens. So, we'll always wait. There's always tomorrow, right? Well, thanks a lot, Philip. I appreciate the kind words, unsolicited, by the way. And I wish you a very happy and healthy and prosperous new year. We'll see you next year. All right. Again, we talked about being careful there around the 93 because of the price action just previous to that. So I'm probably looking at the 99 area as the next level of resistance that we have. All right. There's a small number coming out here. Richmond Fed at 9 o'clock in about 4 minutes. And then also later on this afternoon, the 5-year note auction, which probably affect financials. Again, the yield on the 10s at 148, 7. Yesterday it was 148. So you can see how data has stayed very, very steady and below 1.5 on the 10s. Very, very yield-driven kind of trade there. So we'll see where that takes us. Oh, well, we got to the 92 and pretty much the 92 level took that out for us. Became made 93. Yeah, coming back here to our pivot area. Again, just kind of trading around. The next support level on downside we have is down at 75.
If you're trading our pivot area, you're doing okay with it. And there are the levels in the chat for those of you who might have come a little bit late. If you look at the chat box area, you will find the levels that we gave out this morning. Kind of use them as a guide to the day. I don't know much is going to happen, but you know, they are out there in case something happens. Mark's, I think, taking the week off. He's definitely listened. You were taking a couple of days off. You weren't here, which is good. Happy New Year there, Don. Well, nothing like a new computer for a new year. All right, we are bouncing off of our pivot area there again. I don't know how many times we could do that, but it's been profitable so far. But again, we are looking for little price movements here and little tight ranges. And it's hard to nitpick and pick one over the other, but the pivot has been working very nicely, staying above our blue band as well. At least you know where your out is. All right, next support level we have on the downside is down at the 75 area. All right, quickly rotating down here to the 75 area. Something's up, right? Not a surprise. Coming quickly down here to the center. That's why we should talk about being patient, waiting for opportunities. You just never know when they're going to pop up. All right, trying to rotate here a little bit off of the 75 area that we have. I'm trying to give us a little bit of rotation up here. Again, patience is important. Waiting for the market to give us those opportunities is important. All right, so working this area down here again, we had a little bit of rotation. Again, if you didn't like the price action, you always are given the choice there to exit some. We almost got our 2 points on that quick rotation off of that. Okay, next level of downside we have is down at the 67 area. All right, we're getting a little bit of a, very light volume push down here. We got through the 75, came up to 77, touched it for a second, and came off. Again, we talked about scratching them if you came back to that point, and then pushed down to 70, and then coming back, slows coming back up here now. Very light volume trade. That's what happens on these days of holiday, where there's not much. You're going to get exaggerated moves, just like we saw this one, and there's obviously going to be some slippage involved in some of these trades because of the light volume. So, yeah, keep that in mind if you're trading. Again, picking our spots, being very patient. Yeah, that would be a very aggressive there target down. All right, so we ran down to 70. We tested 75 for a second there, and then rotated off of it, and then we've come down to 70, and then the next support level was down at 67. The 59, I think, is a solid area, but that's where this whole thing started from a couple days ago. You too, Pat. You have a very good, happy, healthy New Year. Well, VIX is 17. Not a surprise, right? Not a surprise considering where we're at. We're just kind of drifting back into the range. Not a big surprise. Again, it's just a matter of picking your spots. Hopefully, had a chance there. You had to work the 75. That was one of those situations where you had to work it a little bit. Couldn't just kind of just leave it be. All right, we're bouncing, get up to our settlement price there, bouncing off here a little bit. All right, we're just trying to find little price action opportunities that might exist, but really they're not. They're very, very thin. Market volume is very, very light. Nothing to get too concerned about. You know, just pick your spots and be patient. And if you're going to trade at all, like I said, the problem is the movements are pretty quick. So, and you're going to get a lot of slippage involved here because of the light volume. Whatever you do, so be a little bit careful with that. I love the word slippage. It's one of my favorite trading terms that I don't know. I just think it's a weird trading term, but I guess it works. Again, if anybody has any questions, good time to ask. I want to wish again everybody happy New Year. Hopefully, we'll have a great 2022. Ooh, years or days and weeks and months, just chugging along here. It is what it is, I guess. We seem to have a little bit of pressure on the market. 67 is the next support level that we have. You also have the levels below in case we continue to rotate to the downside. Again, just keep your stops in place. Remember that it's very light trade, very thin trade. All right. Again, anybody has any questions? A good time to ask as we have our levels on the upside, downside. Let's just be patient and wait for them. We don't know if anything's going to happen. If it does, it'll be quick because of the light volume. So keep that in mind and make sure you keep your stops in place. You don't want anything to get run over on any trade that we have here. And we'll go from there. All right.
Hey, a couple quick programming updates. Welcome to today's session for Trade Along Live with Saul. If you're new to trading and you'd like to get set off on the right foot, ask us about our training in our Trade Along Trading Academy. It's tradealongtradingacademy.com. If you're an experienced trader and you have a trading technique, then this Trade Along Live session's for you. It is a subscription service. I did send out the discounts. If you need it, the discount sent to you out personally, let me know. Just raise your hand and I'll send it out to you. Hey, Kurt, let me know what you're interested in doing. Michael, Christoph. Hey, Anand, how are you? Dean, Edward, Joel, Philip, Roop. Just let me know back in chat. For those that are looking to come in, if somebody that's interested in joining us live in Zoom, it's tradealonglive.com, tradealonglive.com. You can send that link out to your friends, tradealonglive.com. We're here trading days from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. The body of the trading is done between 9:30 and 11:30 a.m. on a daily basis. This Trade Along Live is a standalone subscription service of the Trade Along Trading Academy. Everything we do is for educational purposes only. Nothing's be taken as direct trading or investment advice. So join us.